Welcome to the new session of DTP application and internet technologies. In this session I am going to discuss about the different internet protocol. In previous session I have discussed about the OSI model. So let's see about the internet protocols in detail. So in this session I'm going to discuss about the TCP/IP protocol and the different network protocols. So let's start with the TCP/IP. So TCP/IP protocol is basically used by the internet for the communication purpose. So TCP/IP is basically two separate protocol. TCP stands for Transaction Control Protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol. IP is a part that obtains the address to which data is sent, and the TCP is responsible for the data delivery once that IP address has been found. So the internet protocol, how it works, I mean in earlier session I have discussed about the DNS and the IP address of the computer. So IP address is responsible to obtain the address on which address you want to share your data, and TCP is the responsible for delivering of the data if the IP address is available, right? So TCP, that is the transfer control protocol. What to transfer? So your data. And IP address is responsible where to transfer, what to transfer and where to transfer. Remember this two tasks of the TCP/IP protocol. The transaction control protocol is a communication standard that enables the application programs and computing device to exchange the message over the network. It designed to send the packet across the internet and ensure the successful delivery of the data and the message over the network. As we know that कि बेसिकली इंटरनेट से जो भी डेटा ट्रांसफ़र होता है दैट डिवाइड्स योर डेटा इज़ डिवाइड्स इनटू द पैकेट्स and there is a different transition, you can say the data transmission patterns, the simple, half duplex and the full duplex. In simple is like there is a one path to transfer your data, there's only one line, right? So in one line, let's say there's one tunnel, you can say, right? You can imagine there should be a one tunnel and you have to send one by one packet, right? The next is like there is a multiple tunnels, so parallelly you can send a different packets to the different tunnel, so that sender can send the packets, the multiple packets at same time, and receiver can receive those packets at same time. And the third type, that is the full duplex, is like the sending and I mean the sending from both the side, the senders and the receiver, right? So maybe the receiver can be the sender, so both the way. Let's say like if to exchange the information both the way, if I want to send my information to you people, and let's say I'm sending the assignment and you are going to submit the assignment answers, right? So this is the example that we need a communication on both the way, to and fro, right? So we need, like at same time you can communicate with each other. So the different tunnels, we can say the different lines are used for sending the information, right, from the one side and other side, right? From my side, let's say first tunnel I'm sending the information, and from your side you are using second tunnel to sending the information, and which is received by me. So at same time we can send the data, right? So both the party are able to communicate with each other at same time. So the different transitions patterns, the transmission of the you can say the communication patterns are there, right? The simple, half duplex and full duplex. That's just the extra information, it's not part of our syllabus, but I am just giving though it requires, right? So that is the transmission pattern. The next point, that is the TCP is one of the basic standard that defines the rule of the internet, and it is included within the standard defined by the Internet Engineering Task Force, right? So the standards and the rules are designed by this, right? And there's I mean the TCP is one of the basic standard, right, for communication purpose, right? It follows the basic standard. It is one of the most commonly used protocols within the digital network communication and ensure end-to-end data delivery. Yeah, see, we have a facility, so definitely we all member, right? We all are the user, we can use this facility, right? But the usage of the facility and the misuse of the facility, so that is why we have the certain rules and the regulations, right? So no one can uh, if no one is following the particular rule, right? So they might be in the trouble, right? Let's say if you are transferring your secure information to one end to other hand, right? And if somebody is trying to catch your data, right? So it's a, you can say that is the case of the cybercrime, right? That somebody, the unauthorized person, right, illegally using your data, right? So that is the case. So there's a certain rules and the regulations. It is one of the most commonly used protocol within the digital network, especially for the communication. The TCP organizes the data so that it can be transmitted between a server and the client. It guarantees the integrity of the data being communicated over the network. Before it transmits the data, TCP establishes a connection between the source and the destination. Mind well, the source and the destination. Let's say I want to submit my data, right? I'm sending my message to you people, right? So I'll be the source, right? And you'll be the destination. So TCP first establishes the connection between us so that one can send the data to other hand, which is ensures remains live until the communication is begins. जब तक डेटा सेंड नहीं होता है तब तक वो कम्युनिकेशन चैनल, द कम्युनिकेशन पाथ, द पाथ, द कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश किया जाएगा एंड वो कनेक्शन कंटिन्यू रहेगा until your communication gets over. It then breaks the large amount of data into the smaller packets while ensuring the data integrity is in place throughout the process. Yes, as I have also discussed earlier, that your data is divided into the small packets, and those packets through that communication channel it travel from one end to other ends, right? And the secure communication is provided. So for that you have the the TCP follow the certain rules for communication purpose, right? Let's see the next point. The internet protocol is the method for sending the data from one device to other across the internet. So every device has IP address and that uniquely identified and enables it to communicate with the exchange data with other device connected to the internet. uh, for example, जैसे कि in our traditional post, right? If we want to post our letter to the particular person, so we need two things. The one is we need the letter, the message, what message you want to send it to the particular person, and for sending that message you need the address and the name of that person, so that the same message can be delivered to the specific person only, right? So we all know the address of the particular person, right? The name and the address, so that you can easily found, right? In address we have like the society or the flat number, the flat name, and the nearer location, right? And the unique identification for the address is the pin code, right? Because the flat name, society name can be same, but the pin code number can't be same, it's a unique, right? So in the specific area you can find the specific flat or the society or anything, right? So same way each computer, because here the communication between the two computers, so each computer has its own unique ID, that's called the IP address, and through that IP address the one can deliver the message. So that is the internet protocol. IP is the responsible for defining how applications and devices exchange the packets of the data with each other. It is the principal communication protocol responsible for the format and the rules for exchanging the data and the message between the computer on single network or several internet connected networks. See, we know that कि sometimes अगर हमारे घर पे कोई लेटर या पोस्ट या कुरियर आता है and if we are not available at home, right? So वो कुरियर या मैसेज वापस चला जाता है, right? Unless if they have your mobile number, so nowadays ऐसी facility available की गई है so that the person can call you and ask the permission कि आपका courier क्या हम next door submit कर सकते हैं, right? So they can submit your courier or the letter to your neighbors, but this is not possible in terms of computer communication, the digital communication, right? अगर आप available नहीं हो फिर भी वो message आपके mail box में या तो आपके message box में send हो जाएगा. So जब भी आप live आओगे, computer on करोगे, net connect करोगे, you'll get the message. So यहाँ पे it is like message जो है वो specific IP address पे ही भेजा जाता है, right? जो हमारे normal courier या तो post system में होता है, it's not like that. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि if you are not available so आपका courier या post वापस चला जाएगा and they'll try for the next day. So यहाँ पे online and offline session है, right? So they'll just send the message. जब भी आप online आओगे you can read that message. So that is the concept, right? So there's a certain rules for the IP address, right? So that it should be sent to that same IP address, not to something else, right? Or somebody else, you can say. It does this through the Internet Protocol Suite, that is TCP/IP, the group of communication protocols that are split into the 4 abstraction layers that we will see in the next slide. IP is the main protocol within the internet layer of the TCP/IP. Its main purpose is to deliver the data packets between the source application or device, the destination using methods and structure the place tags such address information within the data packet. So on each data packets there is a delivery address, so that the packets is going to be delivered on the same specific address only, and that address in the computer terms, it's a IP address of the computer. So that is the role of the IP protocol. So let's see about the network protocols. The network protocols are the set of rules governing exchange of the information in easy, reliable, and the secure way, right? uh, Before we discuss the most common protocols used to transmit and receive the data over the network, we need to understand how the network is logically organized or designed. The most popular model used the established open communication between two systems is Open System Interface, that is OSI model, that we have already discussed in my previous video. The OSI model, the Open System Interface model, is not the network architecture because it does not specify the exact services and the protocols for each layer. It simply tells what each layer should do by defining its input and output as data. It is up to network architecture. Network architecture is different and the OSI model is different, right? OSI model is responsible about your data transmission, what type of data is going to be delivered to the different layers, because there's a 7 layers, right? It starts from physical layer and so on. So let's say the physical layer sends the data to the see the next slide is, we have the next slide, the physical layer sends the data to the, let's say, the data link layer, right? So the first physical layer is responsible for the designing, I mean the establishing the communication path between the two computers, right? And then data link layer. So in the physical layer you have the data in form of bits, and then the, I'll just show you that figure so that you can get the clear idea, right? The physical layer, the form of the data is in bit. In data link layer, the form of the data is in frames, and then frames then after divides into the packets and then segments and so on, right? So that consider as, in other layer, that consider as data. Back to the topic. Yes. So it is up to the network architecture to implement the layers according to their needs and resources available. So basically OSI model simply tells you about defining the input and the output of the data. So there are 7 layers of OSI model. Let's see in detail. Some of the protocols are used by the different layers for the communication purpose. Let's see. Not all the layers, but some of the layers are using the particular protocols. So let's see, as we all know about the TCP/IP, that is TCP/IP stands for the Transmission Control Protocol, and it sets the layer protocol used communication over the internet. Communication model of this suite is a client server model, and computer that send the request is the client, and computer to which request sent is the server, right? The TCP/IP has 4 layer, right? So I hope you people are clear with the client and server. Again I'll repeat, the computer who sends the request is considered as the client, and a computer to which the request is sent is the server. So let's see, the TCP/IP has I mean this protocol used by the 4 layers, that is the application one is the application layer. The application layer protocols is like HTTP and FTP. So HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol, and FTP is file transfer protocol, is responsible for transferring the files and the hypertext, the HTTP. I hope you people know about the HTTP, the hypertext transfer protocol. In that, the information which are delivering to the user through the web page, right? So the next is transport layer. The data is transmitted in form of datagrams using the transmission control protocols. The TCP is responsible for breaking the data at the client side and then reassembling it on the server side. So when you transferring your data, the original form of the data is bit, and then it converts it into the packets, right? So that conversion, and on the server side again you need to reassemble it. So from the packets, it's again form it into the original form. So all the packets are going to reassemble at the server side. So that is done at the transport layer, right? So the TCP here, the TCP is the responsible for that. So transfer control, transport layer use the TCP protocol. The network layer is the communication layer is the sorry connection is established using the internet protocol, because there you need the IP address of the computer. So on specific computer, you need to send the data. So that is how you can design the channel, design the link to connect the two computers. Every machine is connected to the internet is assigned the address called IP address by the protocol to easily identify the source and the destination machine, so that one computer, the one IP address is sending the message and other IP address is going to be receive the same message. So that is done through the network layer. The data link layer, actually the data transmission in bits occur at the data link layer using the destination address provided by the network layer. So the actual data transmission in bits, the form of the data again in the bits, right? And if the network layer has the IP address, so it will transfer the data through this. The TCP IP is widely used in many communication network other than the internet. Let's see the other protocol, that is FTP. Just now I have discussed about the FTP in the application layer. Let's see in the detail. FTP, as we have seen, the need of the network came up primarily to facility of the sharing the files uh, between the computers, right? So computer in terms of the researcher, because with the help of the computer we all are the researcher, because we are going to find some data, right? It may be in different forms, it may be in the file format, different file format, right? So the file transfer remains one of the most used facility. The protocol that handle this request is file transfer protocol, that is FTP. uh, PPP, that is point to point protocol, uh, is the data link layer protocol, and that enables the transmission of TCP IP traffic over the serial connection like telephone line, because there is a different connection. I mean, you can get the internet service through the different connection services. Like in the next session we are going to learn all those connection type as well: the dial-up connection, the wireless connection, the set-up box connection, right? So different connections are there. So basically it is for the like a telephone line, so that is point to point protocol, and this protocol enables the transmission of the TCP/IP traffic. HTTP is the application layer protocol used for distributed, collaborative, and the hypermedia information system. Why it is called the hypermedia information system? Because that is in the form of a web page, right? The website. So the certain tags are there to display the information on the web browser, so that is why it's called the hypermedia information. It works on the client server model, where the web browser acts as a client. The data such as text, image, and other multimedia files are shared over the World Wide Web using HTTP. As the request and the response type protocol, the client sends the request to the server. Which is then processed by the server before sending response back to the client, right? So client is like we all are the end user. Suppose we want some information from our college website, so we are sending the request, right, that we are searching for this website, and from this website whatever the information is available on this website, we are just receiving those information once it gets load on your web browser, right? If you have a good connection, right, so within a fractions of second, your web pages load on your web browser, and you can get all the informations, right? So that is the form of all those information, that is in form of HTTP, right? The next that we have is IMAP. The IMAP, that is the Internet Mail Access Protocol, is an internet protocol that lets end user access and manipulate the message stored on a mail server. So this is one of the email protocol, right? So email related protocol, you can access the message, you can edit your mail, you can compose your mail, you can save your mail, right? Many tasks you can perform using the email facility. Yes, so the message stored on the mail server from the email client as if they were present locally on their remote device. IMAP follows a client server model again, and lets multiple client access the message on the common mail server concurrently. IMAP includes the operation for creating, deleting, and renaming the mailbox, checking for the new message as well. The next we have, that is SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP is a protocol designed to the transfer electronic mail reliably and efficiently. It is also one of the email protocol. SMTP is a push protocol and is used to send the email, whereas POP and the IMAP are used to retrieve email, right? On the ends user side, right? So it is for the POP and the IMAP for the receiver sides, and that is for the receiver, and SMTP for the sender who sends the email. SMTP transfer the emails between the system and notify on the incoming email. Using SMTP, the client can transfer an email to other client on the same network or other network through relay or gateway access available to both networks. The next that we have is telnet. It's a terminal emulation protocol. A telnet is an application layer protocol that enables a user to communicate with a remote device. A telnet client is installed on user's machine, which accesses the command line interface of other remote machine that runs the telnet server program. Right, so it's an application layer protocol, and that enables the user to communicate with a remote device. Right, so the remote devices, like let's say for example, I am right now I am at home, but I want to access the data which is available at my college office desktop. So through the network facility I can connect, I mean, both, if both the computer connect, if both the computers are on and it is connected, so through the network I can connect both the PC, and it is like घर पे बैठ के मेरे कॉलेज ऑफिस के पीसी पे जो भी डेटा अवेलेबल है, all those data I can access it. So that is the example of the telnet, the the remote machine, right? So that is, you are accessing the data, or you are sending the commands, right? And through the remote machine, right? So you can say that is the facility of the remote device. The next and the last protocol, that is the SNMP, that is the Simple Network Management Protocol. The SNMP is an application layer protocol used to manage nodes like a servers, workstation, routers, switches, etc. So IP network, the SNMP enables the network admin to monitor the network performance, identify the network glitches, and troubleshoot them. SNMP protocol is comprises of the components like manage the devices, SNMP agent, and SNMP manager. So basically it's a network protocol, right? And if the PCs are connected, like client and server, the different workstation, the through the routers, if using the routers, switches, and hub, if your computers are connected, where there's a one client and server PC, right? So all the client PCs are storing the data or sending the data, or you can say accessing the data through the server PC, right? Whatever the connection is provided and rules and regulation is responsible for this SNMP protocol. It see you can say it monitors the network performance, whether the connections are okay or not, identify the network glitches, the traffic over the network, how many pieces are connected, and how the data is transferring, right? If the large amount of data is transferring, so your PC, the large amount of data is transferring depends on the size, right? So definitely your connection, right, your whatever, if your PC is connected with over the network, so sometimes you may feel like your PC is hang, right? आपका PC हैंग हो जाता है, आप सेव कर रहे हो बट सेव नहीं हो रहा है, क्लोज कर रहे हो बट क्लोज नहीं हो रहा है, so that is due to that problem, right? That is like a traffic over the network, right? Or any other trouble, the error is there, right? So that is handled by the SNMP protocol. So that's it for today. The different protocol which I have discussed in this session, so I'll just revise it. The TCP/IP protocol, the different network protocol, and in the network protocol, how your different layers of OSI model use the different protocols, right, for the good, I mean, the communication over the internet, right? FTP, PPP, HTTP, IMAP, uh, SMTP, Telnet, and SNMP. So